Investing in a massive recruitment for Trenton Psychiatric Hospital. More staff equals a better quality of care by Kalisha Jones. Identifying the issues. In order to ensure that the money will be allocated accordingly and in ways to benefit the hospital, we must identify what issue reaches the top of our priority list. Staffing. It seems that we have some issues in the staffing department or lack thereof. The hospital faces unattainable goals on a daily basis in the service area due to the lack of staff available to support the facility. This causes not only the patients to complain, but it also ensures we are providing care at a below average level of quality of care. The money available to be invested into the hospital should be used to recruit well-trained, credentialed staff to raise our morale in the community of Trenton, which currently has a population of close to 85,000 residents, according to the United States Census. Identified concerns. The following concerns are complaints that pertain to Trenton Psychiatric Hospital. Patients complain that physicians and nurses are in a hurry and don't follow up. Patients feel that the medical personnel charged with their care are more concerned with processing and discharging patients without taking their time to ensure patients have indeed received quality care, not just rush services. There is no follow-up with patients after the care, thus causing more readmissions. Doctors and nurses are only treating patients while on site. Once the patient is discharged, these staff do not follow up to ensure prescriptions are being taken and treatments are effective, causing patients to become a part of a revolving door in the inpatient care. The ratio of physicians and nurses to patients is very low. This can be a great concern because doctors and nurses may have to tend to an emergency. Due to low staffing, this can leave other patients without medical attention for longer periods of time, and in some cases not being treated at all. Recruitment solutions. What can this investment do for our staffing issues? Staff retention. The investment can assist with the funding needs in order to recruit staff, as well as verifying credentials. Now, this process would normally be handled by the Human Resource Department and overseen by the department managers. But still, the money is needed to not only conduct the recruitment process, but to be able to pay the salaries. Training and staff. All staff hired or employed at TPH should have proper credentials, as well as employment experience. But we also want that the patients are being provided with care according to our mission and values. Raising the number of staff to patient ratio. In order to provide great medical care, we must ensure that we have enough staff within the facility at any time to ensure that no patient is not being serviced adequately or in a timely manner, to avoid the patient from feeling their treatment is being rushed in order to move on to another patient or task. The labor intensity of nursing services in hospitals cannot be disputed when one considers the fact that the average nursing department's full-time equivalent personnel represents around 40% of the overall hospital full-time equivalent personnel and around 30% of the average annual hospital budget. So this means that we're taking more money and putting it into the nurses department because that's the department that has the most staff. And in doing so, we're not paying attention to how many doctors we have within the facility to treat these patients. The current budget is currently at $12 million just for staffing and training for each fiscal year. This, as we see, is not enough to run the facility, which currently holds 300 inpatient beds. The salary for a nurse in their first 5 years of employment is averaged to about $60,000. For nurses with more than 5 years experience, we're looking at about $72,000 to $85,000 a year. This averages about to $6.5 million a year for the employment of around 90 staff on a daily basis, not including overtime. As you see, this is the majority of our budget. With the population of 85,000 people, this is very low for the community that we serve. With the proposed investment, we could allocate another $8 million to bring the budget to $20 million annually. This will raise the morale and confidence in patients to continue their medical care with us. And in turn, patients will promote excellent care to other potential patients who at this time travel outside of our community to avoid the issues that we covered earlier in this presentation. The Senate currently has a bill numbered 989 that was introduced into legislature in January 2018 that asks for the number of patients to nurses to be lowered to ensure the quality of care that the United States has placed on medical care is being followed accordingly. This is the only way that we can ensure each patient is getting excellent care is by lowering the ratio of nurse to patient or patients to nurses staff.